Yo dudes, welcome and welcome back. So I thought I would dive into the LR Frieza event and just kind of try to prepare you guys for it. Now it's not going to come out anytime soon by any means. I know a lot of people are just throwing it up on Reddit and saying, yeah, we're going to get LR Frieza soon. No, we are not. Actually, we're probably about like 2 months off at least. Probably somewhere around there. The only reason it's being even fluctuated right now is because the full power Frieza event is up, and you can grind his event to get LR Frieza dupe, or not LR Frieza dupes, but first form Friezas to pump up LR Frieza's SA attack. So that's the reason you want to do that, but I'll get into that later. But for now, I just kind of would like to prepare you for a team. So, without further ado, let's just kind of jump right into it. Now, for the LR Frieza event, he's actually not that hard, to be honest. If you watch any videos, people, they steamroll over this fool. As long as you got a pretty much full agility team, you're pretty much good, in all honesty. He's got his 3 different forms, as usual, and stages. So, just keep that in mind. He still will be a heck of a grind. You still need to get 777 medals to get him up there. And yes, he still has a really low drop rate. So, just keep that in mind. He's a pushover, but he's still a grind. So, now, I want to get into a few of the leaders that you're probably going to want to rock. And the first one, actually I should probably just say this right now. This event is only doable with droppable units. If you can do an event and it'll drop a unit for you to be able to constantly drop and grab for free without summoning, then you can use it for LR Frieza. Only though. There's no cards that can be used from summons at all. So no World Tournament cards, no big events like that. It's all straight up droppable units. Alright? Just keep that in mind. And LR Goku is a droppable unit. He is basically a Gogeta for the droppable units. So he's very well, obviously worth it. His attack, there's no reason not to use him. If you have LR Goku, use him. If you do not, though, there are some other options. You can, of course, use this Super Strike Vegeta, which is an Agility and Tech Key +3. Now, the reason you want to go for Agility and Tech is, well, Agility, because it's strong against Frieza's STR, or Strength type, I mean. And Tech type, because you're going to be using probably Jackie Chun for the seals. That's up to you entirely, but I'll get to that in a minute. Now, the next one you can't really do right now, but if you want to wait until Global does get this, if you want to wait to grow for LR Frieza, let's just say you don't have all the units you want to grab, and you just want to go for a straight-on full agility team against this fool and just not have any problems. Wait for this Kid Vegeta's event to come out for Global. He gives Ki +3, HP and attack up by 30%. If you bring a friend, it just makes it ridiculously easy. Not to mention, I think he also, he has an attack 50% up when he's doing a super attack. So he's definitely worth it, and he'll definitely link to other Vegetas. But this is for, like, later if you want to use him, if you don't want to go for the LR Frieza event right away. So, now, getting into the units that you're probably going to want to bring, I'm going to first of all have to emphasize Whis. I have to emphasize him so much because this guy is practically a staple. He's an agility type, obviously. He is grindable in the Heroes or Villains Strike event. He stuns, and he can save your butt. Not to mention, he has the Shocking Speed and Gentleman abilities, which there's going to be a few units that are going to rock both Shocking Speed and Gentleman. Well, not necessarily Shocking Speed, but definitely Gentleman. So, keep that in mind. Moving on to the next unit, we got Pikkon. Now, this fool is so good, and I almost want to say he is a staple as well. He lowers the enemy's attack, so he's already going to be tanking a lot of attacks. He's an agility unit, but he's going to lower the attack even more, so it's just going to be really nice. You're going to want to super with him like every turn. And like I said, remember that Gentleman ability? Gentleman. Boom. There's Whis. So automatically, plus he has Shocking Speed. So automatically when he's connected to Whis, he has a +4 Ki, plus the 6 that you already start with, so you start out with 10 Ki. So guaranteed, as long as you keep Pikkon and Whis in the rotation, you got a super attack every single turn that has a chance to stun and lowers attack. Not to mention, Pikkon also increases all allies' attack by 15% for having 50% or above HP, which more than likely that'll kind of fluctuate, but yeah. So, moving on to the next unit, we have Cell. Now, a lot of people don't remember this Cell, and that's because this was a really early drop. This was probably actually one of my first extreme URs that I got, and he drops from, obviously, Cell's event. So, he's on the first stage, and it's just a first form Cell, and you can pump him up to this perfect Cell form. So he's a droppable unit. He also lowers attack of enemies by 12%, and once again has the Gentleman perk. So, definitely want to keep him in there just because of the Gentleman perk. He also lowers the damage, so he's a nice tanker. He's definitely going to be tanking for you. Next we have Jackie Chun, whatever. This fool is literally only here for sealing, and in all honesty, I would have to say that otherwise he's pretty much useless, and I'm going to have to warn you guys about this once I get into the teams and how to use them. He has no other key links. There is not a single another unit that you can pair him with that is viable for this. You can very well pump him with Gohan if you like. He will get a +2 key, but there's virtually no reason to bring this Gohan in until he has his Dokkan, and even then there's no reason to really bring him into the Frieza fight. So, just keep that in mind. He has no extra links, so no matter what, he's going to need 6 key every single time you're using him. Now, 6 key is a lot of key. I would typically have to suggest to bring key modifiers to increase your key for all your characters, so bring a Fruitamite or something, or bring some Orb Changers. But typically you want to just give all the key to Goku, so it's kind of hard to say, yeah, maybe I should seal him. No, you don't want to do that. It gets really complicated and really back and forth. Anyways, moving on. This is a very back and forth unit. I don't really like to... I wouldn't want to use him, in all honesty, and I'm not going to either. Not for my main team anyways. I might later, if I decide to use an agility team straight up. It just depends on how easy the event is for one of my 2 teams that I'm going to be using. Whew. But, he does have Saiyan lineage, so he might be able to connect with some of the Vegetas that are available. There's a lot of Vegetas. There's a lot of agility Vegetas. A lot of farmable Vegetas. What the heck? I just realized that. Anyways, he has Metamorphosis. Now, this is where I'm going to get into the only main reason you want to use this fool. And unfortunately, as of right now, it's impossible to use him for his general use for this event, which is his UR form, which actually he can link to because they have 2 different names. So you can put them on the same rotation and they'll both have, what was the ability? Metamorphosis. So no matter what, every single turn, every other rotation, you'll recover 5% of your HP. Not to mention, I think they both have GT links and they both have Coward links. Do they have Saiyan lineage still too? No, they do not. But that means they start off with 6, 7, 8, 9 key no matter what, which is a lot of key. And he doesn't do terrible damage, and he actually has attack and defense up by 5,000 at the start of the turn, so he definitely will do a lot of damage. This is going to be... These 2 are going to be for, like, you rocking in a total agility team. That's what you want to go for. Now, I don't know if this baby Vegeta is going to be available to us when LR Frieza comes along, but I can hope. Next, this unit, a lot of people probably do not recognize. And I'm saying that because this Frieza right here is a farmable unit in this Dragon Ball Z Countdown to Resurrection event. This event only came out once, as far as I'm aware. So, you can get him. He is farmable. He's farmable on the last 4 stages of the event. And he's actually really, really good. He lowers the attack, and he... he has a high chance to decrease enemies' defense by 25%, not to mention he has shocking speed. So already, right there, he's going to link up with Pikkon. And, whoever the other fool was, I can't remember. Oh yeah, Whis. So he'll already link up with Whis and Pikkon. just with shocking speed alone. So that's really nice. Unfortunately, when you get him into his golden form, he loses the lowering attack ability, which, in my opinion, is the main reason you're going to want to use him. He doesn't have terribly good stats, but his links are good and his ability is good. So keep that in mind, guys. If you have him. Not everyone's going to have this card. Just remember, if he's stuck in your inbox, go for it. And considering the dupe system is coming out, if you awakened him to his golden form, you can always reverse Dokkan him for a bit. Not that bad. Now this is where it gets a little controversial, and after just looking at this fool, these are the units that I'm going to suggest are kind of like in the middle, in the air. You can bring them if you want to. I would not necessarily suggest it, but these would probably be the best units to bring if by the time LR Frieza comes out that you don't have an optimal team. These are good side character units that you can use, and I would sort of suggest. Ice Shenron, we just recently had him in Global, and he has shocking speed. He lowers the attacked enemy's attack and defense by 20%, and he greatly lowers defense for super attacking. Shocking speed, powered, he's already pumping up with the freaking agilities, but I wouldn't put him on an agility team necessarily, but anyways. He actually is pretty decent. He's got a decent amount of attack, actually, and he's farmable. So keep that in mind. Moving on to the next unit. If you don't have LR Goku, and you for some odd reason want to recover HP, this is a farmable Goku on one of the God of Destruction, I believe, event. He does recover 5% HP at the start of turn. He's not the best unit, and he's an intelligence unit, but, you know, it's there. It's there. That's basically what I'm saying. Moving on. There's also the Angel Super Saiyan Goku, so you could theoretically put this on the same team as your LR Goku, if you wanted to. I don't necessarily suggest it entirely, but he does have a rare chance to increase his attack by a 180,000, and he will link up to Goku for Golden Warrior, and Kamehameha, and Super Saiyan. So, it's not a terrible idea, but I don't think you need him on the team. It's just there, if you want to. And moving on. This fool is gonna get a Dokkan Awakening soon. I actually already told you about that. But if you don't feel like waiting, and you don't have a lot of units, then you can always use him. Once again, he will link up to a lot of the Vegetas. He has the Vegeta family and the Saiyan lineage, so more than likely he'll get 1 or 2 extra ki. And he has an attack plus 40% when he's doing a super attack. So, it's not too bad. He's not bad. He will still tank just as well. He's got no better defense than frickin' Jackie Chun will have. If you don't have Jackie Chun, throw him on there. Might as well. Now, this unit is not released yet for us. He is in the inactive slot, and I believe that we will be getting the Fusions event on Global very, very soon. And I very well believe that we will be getting the Fusions event before LR Frieza. Keep an eye on this guy, grind him. He is not that bad, actually, especially for a farmable unit. He has huge damage, which is not very good, but that's not the reason you're using him. You're using him because he lowers the defense. Not to mention he has Saiyan lineage, so he'll link up with some of the Vegetas, and he has attack for 50% boost when performing a super attack. So, he's not bad, he's not good, so this is why he's in this category of kind of think about throwing him in there if you don't have the optimal units. I think he's pretty nice, but yeah. Moving on. This is Tien. I am not very hype of using him, but he does have a Dokkan form that we do not have yet, and I do not think we will be getting him before LR Frieza comes out, but if we do, he's not a terrible choice, per se. He's not going to really link up to anyone, but he does have a chance to stun all enemies. It's a very rare chance, so it's not going to happen, probably. But it's there. He is an agility unit. He can tank a little. It's not a terrible idea to use him. And once again, here's his UR form. He actually doesn't even get that big of a stats increase. It goes from 3200 defense to 37, which isn't even that big of a jump. But yeah, he's there if you need to. Now, I want to move on to the teams. The teams, these are the teams that I can suggest and what I wouldn't say will 100% work, but they are what I assume will work. Now, this first team is kind of what team I'm gonna probably go for. Now, if you look down here, there's a lot of random tomfuckery, and I apologize for that. But this is the team I think will work the best on killing Frieza the fastest. Now, obviously, we're rocking an LR Goku as the leader, and we're rocking another LR Goku as a friend unit leader. Then, of course, we got Chun-Li for the seals. Jackie Chun. I don't know why I said Chun-Li. Why did I say Chun-Li? This ain't Street Fighter, yo. Anyways, then we got Pikkon, and then we got Whis, Cell, and then Pinich. I forgot to mention that's the little guy's name is Pinich. Now, if we look down here, I tried to separate them on rotations and where they'll be. So, on the first rotation or second rotation, whichever, I have Pikkon and Whis. Now, they both have Gentleman and Shocking Speed, so they're guaranteed going to super every turn. Now, on the second rotation, we obviously want Goku for the DPS, the damage per second, all of the damage. And typically, I wouldn't really want this Vegeta, only because I don't feel that he's that useful. He is Super Saiyan Vegeta, he has Path to Victory, which is attack and defense plus 50% when HP is 50% or below. Now, I don't like this because it's 50% or below. If you're below 50% HP against LR Frieza, you might want to start panicking just a little bit and probably pop a Sensu Bean. Generally, it's very unlikely that you will have him out on the field when he's able to do that. The only real reason to have him is because he connects to Goku for Golden Warrior and Super Saiyan. Is the only reason to really have him on the team. He does not link with any of the other base cards that you're going to want on your team. So, you would want him on an entirely different agility team. That is my suggestion. Not this one. Of course, I have like 3 or 4 different options to throw him on there. I am suggesting Pinich, or I am suggesting this TN. I have 2 TNs right here because I don't know if we're going to get the Dokkan. I only suggest them because at least TN stuns, and at least Pinich lowers defense. I have to say that this Vegeta is pretty much useless. I have never wanted to ever use a unit just purely because he connects via a link. I expect him to have a decent attack or stats or anything. And the only real other reason people are going to say to use him as well, because he's an agility unit and he can tank. Well, there's some other agility units that can do just the job just as well, and that will have a better use other than linking with Goku. So, I'm up in the air with this team, but this is pretty much the main team I'm going to be rocking. I can even say to even toss out Jackie Chun. You might think, wow, you're crazy, why would you get rid of your Super Sealer? Well, because he's only got 6 ki the entire time, and you might want to rethink using him. You have a full team of agility units plus an LR Goku that has ridiculously high stats and is already going to tank in general too. Really think if you need a Super Sealer. If you're really afraid of a super attack, I would suggest bringing a Baba or an Icarus, in all honesty. Because we're already going to be debuffing this fool, we're already going to be trying to stun him. I don't see really too much of a reason to really rock a Super Sealer. Now, moving on to the next team. This is a team if you don't have LR Goku and you have a good set of the agility units. In the rotation, of course, once again, we have Pikkon and we have Whis. And then in the next rotation, we have Super Strike Vegeta and we have Super Saiyan Vegeta. Now, this is the only time I would suggest Vegeta because he actually is doing he's going to be part of the main DPS. And he's going to connect with Saiyan Warrior Race, Prodigies, and the Vegeta family. So he's going to give a little bit extra ki. Now, he's still not going to hit right away. He's still going to have to gain up a lot of ki. And that's the only thing that I really don't like about this guy. Is that no matter what, you're only starting off with 7 ki for both of them. So you're going to have to bring some ki modifiers. I'm going to have to really emphasize that for you guys. Bring a ki modifier. I don't care if it's a launch. I don't care if it's a fruit. I don't care what it is. bring something to increase ki, because I guarantee you, you're going to have one of those times where you're just going to be like, well, I can't super this turn, this sucks, and you're just going to drag out the battle more. This is an easy fight, you shouldn't have to drag it out. And of course, I have Pinich in here, because he will connect via Saiyan lineage, and Saiyan warrior race. Oh, excuse me, only Saiyan warrior race. Also, I have Cell in here just to lower attack, and not to mention he apparently has a 10% attack increase with Vegeta. This is just my suggestion. You don't have to use him. There's many agility units you can use. In all honesty, if you have a full-on agility team, I think you'll be 100% fine. Now, moving on to a third unit. This is pretty much another agility team, but I think it works a little bit slightly maybe better. Now, this time I threw Kid Vegeta on here, and Kid Vegeta is in the middle because he's going to connect, no matter what, to both of the rotations. He's going to connect to Pinich, he's going to connect to the baby Vegeta, and he's going to hard connect, actually, to the Super Strike Vegeta with an extra bombardment. So you might even want to put him on the rotation versus this Super Saiyan Vegeta. But of course the Super Saiyan Vegeta has better stats, so it'll tank a little bit better. And then I have a random TN on here, just for the stuns. Now he's not going to stun probably, and he's probably not going to get this awakened form by the time we get LR Frieza, but it is there, it's possible. And like I said before, you can have almost any combination of agility team and you'll probably do pretty well. And this last unit is kind of a joke, so don't take it seriously. This is just if you want a challenge and you got plenty of units. This ridiculous team right here is a tech and intelligence team. Now normally I wouldn't suggest this because Frieza is an STR, he's a strength type. So you got no benefit, but you also don't got any negatives to this necessarily either. Now if we look down here, I am suggesting you use Chun-Li, or Chun-Li again, God, Jackie Chun, because Jackie Chun actually gives tech and intelligence types ki +3. So, no matter what, everyone on this team has 6 ki starting off. Now, you can always rock the LR Goku if you want to, and it probably will work a lot better on this team in all honesty. No, he does not link with anyone, but then again, neither does Jackie Chun really. He's got a small little bombardment and super strike boost with the chilled, but that's it. I have Ice Shenron in here for lowering attack and defense, obviously. Not to mention he has shocking speed, and he actually links with Chilled, which Chilled is actually a partial nuker, which is not a terrible idea to use him. I wouldn't say optimal, but he also lowers attack. And considering he has the Coward link, you can probably link him with Ice Shenron, or you can link him with the Frieza in here, which is a strongest clan in the universe one. And the reason for using Frieza is because he has a high chance of attack increased by 70%. That's a lot of extra damage, not to mention he links up with Chill. So, ki +2, so no matter what, they're all rocking about 8 ki, no matter what, which is pretty nice. 4 ki is not a terrible amount to find. Now, you're probably wondering about what the heck is with these boos. Well, these boos are actually the same boo. They drop from the Kid Boo Metal Strike, or event, that you have to do. Now, the Fat Boo does not have that great of stats or anything, but he does connect with the Super Boo, because you can use them both separately because they're 2 different cards. He doesn't have anything to do with his super attack other than it lowers the enemy's defense, so that's not a bad thing. He lowers defense. And then you have Super Boo, which is just pretty much there for links, healing, and a little bit of damage. So if you want a challenge, per se, I would say you could try this. I don't think it'll go very well, but if you want a challenge, they do link up pretty well. They do a lot of debuffing towards Frieza. So who knows, maybe if you debuff enough, you'll be able to survive. Maybe if you can get those seals off with Jackie, you'll be fine. Who knows? Well, I don't know. Good luck to that, though. But next, I kind of want to show you the events themselves that you should be looking out for to grind. Alright, so I just want to kind of show you the events you guys should be keeping an eye out for until LR Frieza gets here, so hopefully this video won't be too much longer. I apologize if it's been too long. Now, you want to look at this event that's out right now, this Full Power Frieza event, and you want to grind it as much as possible, because it's gonna end in a couple days. I'm pretty sure it's gonna end in like 2 or 3 days. I could be wrong. Maybe it got extended, but the last time oh, wait, right here. Huh, never mind, I take that back. It's gonna last until the 2nd, so you got plenty of time to grind. I thought it was only gonna last until the 29th, which I was incorrect because a couple things got delayed. Anyways, moving on. You want to do this just because of 2 reasons. One, you can get a full Frieza final form that you can grind out. But the main reason you want to get this is because you want to grind out the Frieza first forms that you can pump in to LR Frieza when he comes out. This event has only come out, what, 3 times in the last entirety of the year? The last time we saw this event was back in December, okay? It's been a long time, so make sure you grind it while you still can, guys. Just do it, okay? I hate the grind too. The freaking drop rate isn't that great, but you know, it's better than ending up with the Frieza with like no SA and wasting too many freaking Kais on him. Anyways, next event. This event is supposed to be coming out to global very soon. We should be getting this probably next. I highly doubt that we will not get it. In fact, I guarantee we are going to get this event. This is where you're going to get Pinich and he's droppable unit on one of the last stages. This is going to be the Ephesians event banner, so just keep an eye out for it, okay guys, if you want to use Pinich. Now, this is the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta event that you usually go for, and on the very first stage you can get the Angel Super Saiyan Vegeta. So he's on the very first stage. He actually has a really good drop rate. I maxed him out within, I think it was like the very first stamina bar when I got him. So he's not hard to get. It's pretty easy. Not to mention the Vegeta banner pops up quite often actually. I think he was here last month too. So keep an eye out for that if you don't got it. Next we have the Kid Vegeta event, the Prodigy Prince. Like I said, this is kind of one of those side units. If you want to just rock an entire agility team, there's no reason not to put him on there as long as he's maxed out completely. And considering the dupe system's coming out, oh wait, you can't use the dupe system on him. My bad. And moving on. You will need this banner, this GT banner, for the baby Vegeta. Now, considering we had 2 rebirths lined up for a Goku GT and an Oob GT, I'm pretty sure this event's going to come back really soon, and not to mention it drops quite often anyways. But you're going to want to grind for this. Now, the only thing that really sucks is that awakening him costs a lot of medals, but the event is pretty easy and you get a lot of extra stuff on the side, so just keep an eye out for it, okay guys? Next event. This one's actually going on right now. I would highly suggest getting this. This is one of those staple units that you kind of want to throw in there, especially if you don't have LR Goku. I'm not going to rock him on my LR Goku team, but I definitely would suggest him for a lot of people if you don't have the other units. So definitely go for him. He's got a decent drop rate, and he's a real easy fight to do too. So just go ahead and go start grinding him right now. Next we got the PyCon event, which is actually going on today as well, I believe. And you're going to want to grind this one probably more so than Vegeta, because he's going to be more of a good card to be using. Now, I'm personally grinding him right now, and his drop rate is atrocious. I'm actually thinking about putting up a video of a Tech 100 cost team that I rock. And no, I don't have a God Tanks. I have a Skinny Tanks. But I can suggest you some units and probably beat him pretty easily. He's actually a real douchebag. This guy's supers like almost every turn. It bugs me. He must just hate me, or I don't know. Moving on. We got the Cell games, which is where you're going to get the perfect Cell. Once again, on the first stage, he'll drop. I believe he has an iffy drop rate the last time I tried it, but I haven't seen this banner come out in a while. I think the last time we saw him was at the end of January. Yeah, end of January. So he might pop up again soon. I know that we're getting the next perfect Cell coming up, so this will probably drop around the same time. And then, of course, we got Jackie Chun, and he is not a hard battle to do. I don't know when he's out. The last time we saw him was quite a while ago. Wow, it has been a while since we have seen this fool. I don't believe that. There's no way that we haven't seen that fool since freaking October. That would be insanity. Well, if that's true, guys, make sure you keep an eye out for him. When you see this drop, you better go for him, because he's a super sealer. You want him regardless. So, and of course, the LR Goku. Now, I know not everyone can do this, and in all honesty, if any of you guys are watching that have actually accomplished the LR Goku banner, you probably don't even need to watch this video. But this is a very difficult fight, and you need a whole separate team to do this, and trust me, I did not enjoy grinding this guy. He is just, it's painful. It's painful. It's painful. Complete opposite of how Frieza will be, I'll tell you that. And then, of course, we have the TN for another... Oh, wait, I think this is the wrong one. I apologize, guys. I think this is the wrong one. Oh, never mind, I take that back. It's the right one. This is the right one. I saw the coloring on the TN name, and I thought it was a tech type. Anyways, this is the banner you're looking for if you want to get the TN. So if you want to try and go for that full-on agility team and have an extra stunner, go for it. The last time we saw this was apparently all the way in September, so it's hard to say. Anyways, and then of course we have the hero extermination plans to get Whis. This is the Evil Power Strikes Back one, and he is all the way at close to the bottom on 20th floor. You will need an entire team of extreme types to grind for this guy. He is definitely worth it. I even rock him on my normal agility team. So, anyways, guys, I think that's about it for today. I just really wanted to prepare you guys for LR Frieza when he comes out. He's not a hard fight to do, and all I can say is bring LR Goku and any agility types, because that's pretty much all you need for this event. And make sure you do the full Power Frieza event just to increase his SA. It's so easy to do. It's so easy. In fact, I would almost say that he's almost the easiest LR to get other than Piccolo. But Piccolo's easy only because you can just do World Tournament, and he's just kind of given to you. But anyways, dudes, hope it helped you out. If you have any questions, please comment them below. I'll try to help you out if there's anything else. Maybe there's a unit you suggest that I didn't mention. Anyways, guys, I hope it helped. Talk to you later soon. See ya.